The weBoost cell phone booster is amazing. I've been using it for about a month now on my setup. I had to test it out to make sure it was able to give me service. For example, right now I'm on a mountaintop and I'm able to do my job, and that was a big thing to make sure I can work and be anywhere in the country. I got the new specific Overlander weBoost. Now I don't know what the big difference is, but really the main difference is the length of the antenna. It is actually the biggest antenna that you are allowed to put on a cell phone booster by the government. The government has a rule about it, and that's the biggest antenna you can get, and it works fantastic. We've been in West Virginia, and before I couldn't even use my phone, and there's areas where I was able to post on Facebook, and I didn't have service within 30 miles. Now, it doesn't work that great in West Virginia, so we scooted over here to Virginia just to give me enough service so I can, for example, I need to log into work, do Zoom meetings, and I'm able now to do that on top of a hill in Virginia, which is amazing. West Virginia, not so much. Now, we'll talk about the speeds here pretty soon, but in West Virginia, it's very spotty. There's no service really anywhere. And just for me to be able to send a text message, I was extremely impressed with. How I have this mounted on my Toyota Tacoma, I actually have it mounted onto my bed rack. It's pretty nice antenna. I've actually bounced off trees before, and it's doing, doing, doing. But it held up great to that. It's held up on the interstate. I drive with it up all the time on the interstate so I don't lose service when I'm trying to navigate, because I use Google Maps. I don't pay for those expensive things. The booster itself I have mounted where my back seat used to be. We did a back seat delete. You can check that video out right here. It's all right. But we removed the back seat so I had more room, and we mounted that right there. And then I actually have the cell booster. I don't know what it's actually called, but we mounted that up towards the front of the truck because that's where our phones are usually at. To get the maximum amount of service, you need to set that as close to that cell booster as you can so it works. I think a lot of people get that mistaken because these antennas that boost the service are very directional. So you got to watch where you place them and where your cell phone is at. Just to let you guys know, I did buy this with my own money. And when I spend my own money, I have to do a lot of research. So I was watching a bunch of videos, doing some reading online about this because it's not cheap. It's almost $600. That's a pretty good chunk of change. So when I was looking at reviews, everybody was saying it doesn't work that well. It works if you have service, but there's been more than I can count my fingers where I used to have zero service, and I either have enough service to send Snapchats, send videos, watch videos, stream, or at least enough service to send a text message out. And that's the difference between life and death, in my opinion. If you had nothing, just being able to send a text message out like, hey, I broke my leg, this is where I'm at, or something like that, it's kind of worth it if you look at it in that sense. Staying on topic with speed, my first test I did on this, I went down into a valley right next to a river where I usually don't have service within 10 to 20 miles of this area. Well, I was stuck in the truck. It was raining all night. It was just me. It was a solo camp trip. I didn't record it just because I was just me testing the stuff out. And I sat in the truck at a place I used to not have service, and I played Call of Duty with my friends in the middle of the woods all night long, which is pretty crazy sounding. So it's definitely works way better than I personally thought it was going to, and it's exceeded my expectations every step of the way. Another big concern of mine was how much power these devices use. For example, the Elon Musk internet, I can't even remember the name of it, uses about 50 watts. It costs $500 up front and $110 monthly. Unlimited data, and it works if you have a clear view of the sky. It should work. I thought about getting that, but that's 50 watts of power. That's pretty significant. This weBoost only uses 15 watts of power. That's a much more manageable amount of wattage than 50 watts. And that way I can have it run all the time, and it's not even enough power to drain any of my battery boxes. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you use a weBoost or if you looked at them or use another brand. I'm always curious. I always kind of thought these were a scam, but I'm here telling you, I spent my own money. This thing's not a scam, and it is the only reason why I'm able to do this. I'm able to go out and explore and set this truck up, and it's the backbone to let me work out of my truck anywhere in the country. And it's going to allow us to continue to upload videos, continue to communicate and make Instagram posts. So without this, we probably wouldn't be out here doing this. So it's got a big 10 out of 10 rating on my part. Leave a like, hit a subscribe. It means a lot to me, guys. The channel is going to the moon, up high, very exciting stuff. We're on the road to 10,000. We're at 2,000 right now. It's kind of a long distance, but we're on the road to 10,000. So please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Check out this video right here. It's pretty good.